What is going on, guys? Do I look crazy? Of course, I look crazy. I'm not trying to disguise myself or anything like that. I will show you exactly what I look like later in this video, but just to prove to you that this is not a disguise. But anyway, I'm talking about a man and a woman being friends, like a friendship. You know, like when people say, we're just friends, we're just friends. He's just a friend, she's just my friend, that kind of stuff, right? Can a man and a woman be just friends? Now, I'm going to answer that question. Yes. Absolutely yes. I've done it before. I had a friend that was a female, that was a woman, that it was nothing other than just friends. That's all it was. There was no romantic feelings on either side. It was just we cared about each other or whatever, but never any of that other stuff. This person was seeing someone else, and I didn't care about it. If there was those type of feelings, then this person being with someone else would bother me in some type of way, you know, because that's how it is when you feel that way about somebody. But there was nothing like that at all. There wasn't even that attraction or anything like that. The person was not unattractive. It wasn't like an unattractive person. Is this Michael one? Yeah, it is. It wasn't an unattractive person, but I didn't feel like that type of attraction. Let's just say that. Now, talking about this subject, I saw this topic brought up on I think it was like a podcast. They were talking about it. They were debating back and forth, and there was a woman on there saying she was saying that you can definitely be friends. She has guy friends, and there's nothing else there. And the guys were saying, well, there's nothing else there from your perspective, but they are looking at this as more and this and that. And they were saying they know for sure that these guys want more than just a friendship. She was saying they don't, blah, blah, blah. Now, I will tell you, when they say you can't be just friends, they are generalizing because most of the time, it's usually the man, let's be honest, is lingering around hoping for an opportunity with this woman some type of way, waiting for his chance, right? Now, I will tell you, that's not good to linger around a woman who's with someone else waiting for your chance. Because a lot of times these women know that's what you're doing, and they kind of see you as weak in their eyes. They don't respect you in that sense, but they do like having you around. There's some benefit to having you around. There's a reason why they let you linger around. But just don't think that they don't know what you're doing and why you're lingering around. They know you want that chance, and they're going to take advantage of. Not now. When I say take advantage of it, sometimes that doesn't mean they want a chance with you. That means you are somebody that they can lean on if they need something. Because nobody would do something faster for a woman than a man who's trying to increase his chances. And she knows that, so she's going to let you linger around. And I don't want to say this, but use you when she needs to use you because she knows you're not going to say no to whatever it is she needs, right? Because, like I said, nobody does something quicker for a woman than a man who's trying to increase his chances. And she knows that. And that's why it's important as a man to not do that. Don't linger around a woman who doesn't really want you in that type of way, or doesn't give you that type of opportunity. She's not wrong for not giving you an opportunity. She doesn't need to. If she doesn't want that from you, she shouldn't. But you shouldn't linger around in that type of way because she's losing respect for you, and you're just wasting your time. Now, you know, while we're on this subject, some guys say that you can't be just friends, and they're speaking for themselves. They probably can't. They have guy friends. They don't have like female friends. Any female they spend time with, or that means they're actively pursuing something from that woman. I understand that completely. I do. I get it. I'm not saying they're wrong for not wanting to be around a woman in a friendship type of way unless he has a chance at something more. Because if that's really all, if that's, you're not wrong for that. I'm saying I'm different though. I I've had female friends before that I don't want nothing else from them. Somebody told me if you have a female friend and they ask for something or want to do something, you're gonna do it. Okay, that is not true all the time. I've had a situation where I did not want that at all, and absolutely didn't. There was no chance of it ever happening. Not from my side or her side. She didn't see it. We just cared about each other in that type, as far as a caring type of way, more like a family type caring than a romantic interest. It was more like that than anything else. But yeah, you can definitely do it. But I think the majority of the time, at least one of the two individuals is seeking something else or desires something else. Most of the time, I would say more than 90% of the time, at least one of those two. Mostly it's going to be the man, you know how that is. Sometimes it's the woman. Sometimes it's both. And they just don't, and they just, they're just filling each other out or whatever the case may be. Sometimes, I would tell you this, it's kind of like something people don't want to say, but there are people that are in serious relationships or even marriages that keep this other person around, running around saying, oh no, this is just a friend. The reason they keep this person around is because this person is their backup plan. Yes, I said it. This is that person they're going to run to if things don't work out with the person they're with. Yes, they will never admit that. They won't even admit it to themselves. Man and woman, they won't even admit it to themselves. But they know that this is the person that is their backup if or when this relationship they're in doesn't work or it falls apart. They're just not willing to commit that infidelity and see the person in that way right now. But they do see this person as a backup. So yes, you might be somebody's backup plan. That might be why somebody's letting you linger around. Now, whether or not you're okay with that, that's up to you. If you want to accept that, that's up to you. Now, this is male and female both do this. I've witnessed people doing this, and I can tell they're doing that. You know how I can tell? I've seen people that are married to one person or in a serious relationship, and they actually don't want this other friend to be close to other people in a romantic way. They don't like that. They feel some type of jealousy. Sometimes they don't admit the jealousy, but they will have negative things to say about this other person that this person is seeing every time. That is because they have a little bit of jealousy. They go, oh no, I'm not jealous. No, are you serious? She's just I just see her as a friend. I'm just looking out for her because I care about her. I don't want to see her with some guy that's not good or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. No. Listen, a lot of times it is jealousy because if this person is just a friend and they're dating somebody that you think is not really that great, you can let them find out for themselves, And in time they will, but when it's jealousy and you don't want this person with the person, you're going to be outspoken. You're going to say things. You're going to get in their business. You're going to lose sleep over it, wondering what they're doing. When this person goes out with this so-called friend or this new person that they're interested in, you're going to lose sleep thinking about it, wondering what they're doing. It's going to bother you. That's because that is your backup plan. And now, sometimes when that happens, the person even thinks about taking their friendship to another level, even though they are in a marriage. They are thinking about making a move now because they don't want you with somebody else. Or they don't want this person with somebody else. So man and woman friendship is a very complicated thing. Now if one of them is gay, that's a different conversation, obviously. Somebody's like, oh no, my friend's gay. Okay, that's a totally different conversation than what I'm having here. That is excluded from this subject that I'm talking about now. Because I do know that happens sometimes. I know guys that have female friends and one of the women's is gay and she's like a guy friend or vice versa. Of a woman with gay friends, whatever. Yes, that does happen. That is different, okay? It's a different matter. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about two heterosexual friends, right? Close friends, for whatever reason. Now, I'm guilty of this. Whenever I see two people close together like that, I always assume there's something more than going on, or there's at least one of the two is seeking that type of opportunity with this person. Yes, I always think that that is the case. I don't think it's the case all the time, but I wonder or assume that it probably is. But it's none of my business. I don't ask them. I just stay out of it. It's just, you just wonder, but you don't care. You don't think about it much. You just think, okay, but there's something more than that here. You know, I think there's something more than that here. Okay, so anyway, that's my subject for this video. I'm gonna be doing a lot of videos, man. This is gonna be like a one-man podcast type deal. We're gonna be doing a lot of content on here. Now, some of my other videos, you can see it. You can see my whole face on this channel. That is my proof that no, this is not a disguise. This is kind of like a gimmick that I put, not a gimmick, but just some silly, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, I don't know what it is, but it's just what I chose to do. I'm gonna be doing silly stuff like that for some of these videos for whatever reason. We're gonna be dropping a lot of videos, just talking about different stuff. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you watch some of my other videos, and yeah, subscribe, like, and share, man. I got a lot of videos coming out that we're gonna be working on.